How are you getting on, guys? I said I'd come on and give you an update on the sort of the proceedings where with the petrol situation. Right. As you know, a week ago on Wednesday, I went into a top petrol station, and I filled up my tank on the bike. Bike ran like crap afterwards, and I ended up having to empty the tank out. And the process of stripping the carbs down, it backfired so badly it actually blew one of the exhaust headers out of place. It's now leaking, so I've got to take the exhaust off and replace all the exhaust gaskets. Anyway, that's sort of neither here nor there. That's not why I'm on it now. I was on to the rep for Top Oil yesterday. He got onto me through my Facebook page because he says that the two emails that I sent hadn't been received by the company, or they couldn't find them, even though both of the emails were sent through their own page on their own website. So I've no idea what's going on there, but it is what it is. So he started by telling me that the fuel is tested at the refinery in Whitegate before it's loaded onto the trucks. It's then they then test it, or periodically test it inside in the petrol stations, and that they're a proud Irish company, and they proudly sort of they're proud of their Irish heritage and all that sort of stuff, and they don't sell dodgy fuel. At which time I corrected him and said, "Yes, you bloody do, because I bought it." And I've still got the sample here, and I had a full bloody tank of juice out of the bike to prove that. So next question of his was, or he then proceeded to ask me, what was I hoping to get out of this? And I goes, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Well," he says, "we're prepared to give you a voucher, a sort of a gift voucher, so to speak." And I goes, "I don't want your bloody vouchers. I'm not interested." I says, "I'll tell you exactly what I want." I said, "You said you're going testing the fuel." I said, "I want the reports from the test. I want a report from the test in the fuel petrol station. I also want a report from the test in the refinery on the very, very same fuel." Because while the refinery test will come back as it should do, if right being right, the test from the petrol station should come back saying that the fuel is dodgy, because that's where I got it. And if it's not, well, then we have another issue if it doesn't come back that way. So guys, I have a request. I have a sample of fuel here. Is there any of you out there in the Goose Customs world or beyond who might be watching this, who have access to a lab that tests petroleum products independently? Because I have a sample here. I would love to get tested, but it has to be independent of all oil companies, because it's the only way that this can sort of I can find out exactly what's going on with this fuel. Because it's going to come to the stage sooner or later where I'm just going to get fobbed off. That's the impression that I'm getting anyway. And as far as I'm concerned, I basically, I don't want anybody else going into a petrol station and paying hard-earned money for shit fuel, and then going along and trying to claim back for damages, because I found out yesterday, if you go into a petrol station and you buy shit fuel, and you blow up your engine, and you get a bill from the mechanic for 5,000, 6,000, whatever it costs for a modern car to do an engine, that's your problem. You can go back to the petrol station, and they will tell you to feck off. You can go to the oil company; they will also tell you to feck off. And the only way that you can get your money back is to take a court case against them. There is no they've broken no laws that the guards are going to get involved. Let's put it that way. So it's down. So nobody has been convicted that I can find this has ever been convicted for fuel for doing dodgy fuel, and so as far as I'm concerned, this could be rampant all over the country. So all I want from all of this is for every one of us who is watching to be able to drive into a petrol station, irrespective of who owns it or where it is, fill up inside there with petrol, diesel, and get the best quality fuel for their money that they can get. It's not a whole pile to ask for. The bloody stuff is expensive enough. So guys, this is where we're at now at the moment. I'm sorry for the long-winded video. But I'm now in the process of, I'm waiting on reports to come back to me from Top Oil on the fuel tanks from the refinery in Whitegate and from the petrol station. So when that comes through, then we'll see what comes out of that. And if any of you guys know of anybody who does independent fuel testing, I'd appreciate it if you would either drop me a contact or send them my way, because testing fuel is actually quite expensive independently. And if I can get someone the man says, to do me a solid, if you like, and help me out, then it would be great. I'm certainly willing to pay a sizable chunk towards it, but the prices that I'm getting are sort of a lot more than I can afford. But look, we'll do it. I'll do it one way or the other. I'm testing this because I want to know what's inside in this petrol. So, because I can't go to an end with this until I know exactly what's inside in that petrol. And the only way I can do that is if I go for independent testing. Okay, guys, see you later. Bye-bye.